Right, we've started clearing the sunny border, ready for some planting. I won't actually be doing any planting this weekend because it's a little bit overcast and cool, and I'd rather wait a couple of days rather than shock any plants with the cooler conditions. Most of the stuff to go in this area, sort of fillers, like dwarf bananas, Cavendish, colocasia, that kind of thing, the more sort of heat wanting plants. So yeah, I've basically just pulled out all the remaining poppies. They'd all gone over more or less. A bit of a weed for me, but I always leave them just for the pollinators. Yeah, so we've got a couple of piles dotted about of that. So yeah, we've got most of the poppies and most of the weeds out of the way. I will be leaving these California poppies, so I quite like them, and I quite like the foliage on them as well, the sort of silver grey green. So yeah, on regards to weeding, we've obviously uncovered a few plants which I didn't really know were there. I mean, like another Tetrapanix pup or offset from the main plant is popped up. I thought I dug all them out earlier this year, but apparently not. But yeah, so we've got a bit of space around the main plants. I already have sort of dropped a couple of crotons in the ground. They are still in pots, just sunken into the ground. So we've got like the nice shaped leaf one there, and more of a sort of standard one down there. So hopefully they'll get a bit better colour out in the brighter light. Yeah, so we've got plenty of planting pockets, stroke areas to do. I always forget how many cannas I've got. So I've got some Tropicana Black coming up here, just in front of the palm grass. Got the Hedychiums starting to come up, or Hedychiums, the hardy gingers. Got some more Canna musifolia come up at the back there. And yeah, we've got some dahlias and whatnot coming up, but there's still plenty of gaps anyway, so yeah, we've got plenty of planting opportunities. And have a look at this. Stuttgart canna. The problem with that is when you get a lot of white, that's just going to brown off. These are quite nice when they're just sort of streaks of white, but I've been finding with this one particular that seems to throw out a lot of solid white, and that just doesn't look good when you get a bit of sun on it. That, like I say, browns off, but we'll see how that does. We have got, albeit bitten by some sort of insect, we've got a banana canna in front of that, so that might shelter it a bit. So I'm sure there'll be more shoots coming up with that. So yeah, just wanted to keep you updated and let you know that I'm not, if the weather was good I'd be planting out right now, but like I say, for what it's worth, I'll wait a couple more days till next week when it warms up again, and I'll probably do some evening plantings and get in my true tropicals and whatnot. Yeah, so that is that. I will say I have got all the palms I was hardening off or acclimatising to the sun. We've got in the borders now. So we've got the Kentia palm there. Seems to be okay. It's quite a shady location. The old summer substance is getting quite big. Really big leaves. A little bit of damage, but not as much as last year. So yeah, it's really sort of taken over that area. Yeah, so a lot of these sort of young stroke tender palms have had their time acclimatising. That's Livingstone decora. We've got an Areca palm there, or Dipsas lutescens. Obviously just a pot tucked in there. Several trees in that. You'll see that does outside. I've never really put them outside before, so yeah, we'll give it a go. Obviously we've got a few other house plants here, Dracaenas and philodendrons, which you had a bit of time acclimatising. So then we've got the giant bird of paradise, which obviously is going to get shredded in the wind, but it's too big to put anywhere else. It's outside now. Not really enjoying the change of environment from an indoor situation, but there you go. So we've got a dwarf sugar palm here, just starting to push out a new frond in the centre. So this is all damage from last year. So hopefully that'll put on a bit of growth this year. So again, Kentia palm, money plant, slight burn on a couple of leaves. They're the newest leaves. I didn't like the sun, but luckily it's been overcast for intermittent sun strike overcast for the last 4 or 5 days really, so it gives everything a chance to get used to it. Then we've got the Phoenix reclinata, almost wanting to go pinnate. We've got a little bit of leaf coming off there. Again, another Kentia palm at the back there. So I've got random little palms which are going to be dotted about all over the place. Some that don't really want full sun yet, but Livingstone and Australis. So again, they're just sort of tucked in the sort of filtered sunlight situation, just to give them some outdoor conditions for summer. And got some little princeps here, which are nice white undersides. Us getting some new shoots on that. Then we've got the Nico palms. We've got one there in a pot, and one on the other sides. They're quite a shady. There you go. There, quite a shady location there. Even though, unfortunately, one of the new fronds did get a bit of burn on top. So yeah, just a little look of how things should tie together once everything kicks in, and you know that you get the growth in there, and some of the stuff that are in pots, the pots will disappear into the foliage eventually, so you're not really going to see them. Right, so we'll leave it there. Just to really just want to do an update on the sunny border, but I thought while I got the film rolling, we'll just give you an update of what I've been putting out in the borders. Like I say, it's a cool weekend. It's not cold by any means. It's definitely cooler than it has been, but I think tomorrow's going to be almost chilly. I think we're only going to get about 14 degrees, so yeah, because I had hoped, like I said, to plant all this area up and remove the pop-up greenhouse from that, but that'll be again next week. and then we'll start to look like a proper tropical garden, hopefully. Alright, let's leave it there. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.